Duckbill Dispatch, episode number 56. End of the MLB All-Star break. Baseball's back. Red Sox are back. They've won their last 9 games for the All-Star break. Can they keep things going? The second half of the season starts today. All these NFL lists are coming out. Disrespecting Drake Maye. We'll dive into that. There is some. Sarah's going to be joining us a little bit later. Josh is here. I'm here. There's some Patriots Dynasty, Tom Brady stuff I want to get Sarah's opinion on. I'm sure she's not happy with Tom Brady about.
No, she definitely isn't. She definitely has when you really on those old cartoons when stuff a character really hated someone had a ritual, a satanic type thing. I bet that's what Sarah's gonna go on. That's why she's not here. She's actually doing some ritual against Tom Brady, being Trevor Lawrence was better than him.
Maybe we'll have to get her answer in a moment when she joins, hops on, and some lingering thoughts.
She's been writing one of those massive essays that your girlfriend writes to you when she's mad at you. One of those,
the five scroll downs.
Yeah,
because we know a ton about that, Josh.
Oh yeah, of course we do. Of course we do. You and I have tons of experience on that.
And some lingering thoughts on the Jaylen Brown trade, maybe how that fit's going to be in Philadelphia, and just the ever-changing landscape that is the Boston Celtics. But I kind of want to start with the Red Sox today, Josh, if that's okay with you, because second half of the season starts today. There is there's always off-the-field stuff going on with this team for some ungodly reason. They can never just have good vibes for too long. It's 3 things go good, 4 things got to go bad for the Boston Red Sox. So the good thing is, as of right now, they're currently still on a 9-game winning streak. First pitch is in 5 minutes against the Tampa Bay Rays, and a doubleheader today. So still on that 9-game winning streak. Bad news, got a lot of bad off-the-field stuff going on right now. John Henry speaking to another team reporter about why he doesn't talk to the media, I don't think is great. And honestly, the answer is just kind of bogus as well. But that's John Henry for you. That is who he is. He's a billionaire who answers to nobody and does whatever he wants. So that's the world we live in with the Boston Red Sox. And that's who we're stuck with owning our baseball team. So that's not great. But the thing that bothered me more, Josh, was the Jarren Duran, Tyler Milliken beef. I don't even know if I want to call it beef, but it's just Jarren Duran is a guy on the from a baseball player aspect. He's useless out there in my eyes. He is. I'd rather have a warm body out there than Jarren Duran. I don't care what the warm body can do. I just don't like what he brings to the baseball team. He is so far from the player that he was the year he was in MVP talks, and he was in the All-Star game when he won the All-Star game MVP, and he was an exciting player who finally found his stride in the league. He struggled early on the field and off the field mentally, which again, I am always going to be commend him for being open and honest off the field about the mental health struggles. But on the field, he's not very good right now, and he hasn't been since that All-Star game MVP year. And then off the field, he's just a douche. He's always trying to fight fans, flipping them off, getting them thrown out. And I will admit, he's absolutely getting yelled heinous things at him, so some of those people should probably be tossed out. But to go with Tyler Milliken, who's one of the most positive Red Sox media personalities there is, and just loves baseball, for just posting the picture of him, Jarren Duran, flipping off the fan, that's kind of his job, in my eyes. And, saying that he made it he brought publicity to it. Dude, it was a game on ESPN. It's going to get picked up by somebody.
That's the thing about being a professional athlete. I understand that being the athlete is the important part. It's the priority part. But, one of the downfalls of it is that everything you pretty much do is going to be public, is going to be on a camera, especially when it's at a game too. So to get upset about that, I think, is a little ridiculous, honestly. Okay, you're upset that a photo is out there about you, about doing something inappropriate to a fan. That's on you for doing the action.
You know what's really simple? Don't flip off the fan if you don't want the picture out there,
That's
pal.
what you do. If you don't want stuff out there like that, getting posted about there, you don't do it. It's that simple. This is what you're taught in high school when you're joining your varsity team. It's all right, guys, don't be posting photos of yourself with a red Solo cup at a party. It's that simple. And I know it's such a vague thing to say, but what else are you supposed to tell him at this point? What else are you supposed to tell him?
No, he won't learn. He'll always be a hothead fighting with fans, and that's just kind of who he is. And when he was a hothead fighting with fans, but he was producing on the baseball field, Like, he was stealing extra bases. He was getting, turning singles into doubles, like being an aggressive base runner and he was getting good wood on the ball. And then in the outfield, he wasn't, I mean, he's still a good fielder, but he was like center field running all over the place. He was in left field. He finally figured out the monster. It's just now it's what do you bring to the team? And when I always come to sports and personalities, it's always you can only afford to be as big a distraction as you are talented. And he's not as talented as the distraction he's becoming, and he has become off the field. Like, he is not good enough to where you want to be putting up with this crap every 2 weeks. I feel like there is a new Jarren Duran story out there.
I think there's a difference and a line that needs to be drawn between Jarren Duran and, honestly, Wilson Contreras. Because Wilson Contreras can also get heated at times. But Wilson Contreras also uses that as a way to play better, do better, and produce more on the field. But Jarren Duran just kind of seems like, all right, once you just piss him off, he gets fed up and starts acting up. But the thing is that Wilson Contreras is suspended right now. But no one's, if people were to ask me, are you more upset at Duran or Contreras? I think people are more upset at Jarren Duran right now than Contreras.
Because at least Contreras is
contributing.
He's contributing on the baseball diamond. Like,
and he's
performing.
That's a lot of the narrative with the Red Sox. Whether it's Jarren Duran flipping off fans, Wilson Contreras getting suspended, or even Roman Anthony going out and about, what do people have an issue with? People have an issue with Jarren Duran flipping off fans and Roman Anthony going out. Why? Because the two of them aren't producing. And I understand that Roman Anthony's out, but that's part of the narrative. If you're going to do all this off the field stuff, and you don't have anything on the field to kind of like back yourself up to show that you're not producing anything, people are going to come after you. And that's exactly what's going on with Jarren Duran. He's not producing, and people are coming after him because he's doing all this off the field stuff saying, hey, you're not focused on baseball. You're instead focused on Joe Smith out here doing something inappropriate, which I'm not defending Joe Smith. I never would, especially if he's saying highly inappropriate things towards Jarren Duran, which I would never wish. But again, the highlight is that, Jarren Duran got some stuff said to him. He flips off the fan, and a lot of people are now more focused on Jarren Duran because he's the more public figure than Joe Smith.
Yeah, and then to go and complain to Milliken about that and like chew him out and fat shame him and all that, use a bunch of words you probably shouldn't be using. Like, it's just how big of a baby can you be? Like, he is the ultimate baby. He is always the victim. It's how, like, you've made yourself a target because of the, like, people know they can get under your skin. That's why it's always him. Like, it's well known that, you can, if he's having a bad day and he's not hitting the ball and you just say the right thing, like, you're going to get a reaction out of him. And that's what the fans want. Like, he is easy to get under his skin.
And does Jarren Duran even enjoy the fans at this point? Because it's just like, all right, if anyone says anything negative about him, it's like, all right, now you're on my hit list at this point. Like it becomes an issue where what's the chemistry? What's the relationship with Jarren Duran and the fans? Obviously, we know that every girl our age is in love with him, especially Sara. But what's the relationship with Jarren Duran and these fans? Because if you say anything towards him, it's not good.
And like, he used to hang around a lot. I don't know if he still does. But he used to hang around late at Fenway, and people would wait outside, and he would come and sign autographs and take pictures, which, again, like, that's a very nice thing to do. Like, he doesn't have to do that with his time. But overall, like, he is trying to fight fans, flipping them off, yelling bad things at the fans. Like, if he could just separate the two and, like, hey, you're a professional ball player. Like, you sign up for a lot of that stuff when you become a professional athlete. And, again, you shouldn't say awful things at somebody, but, like, that's part of playing the game, sadly, and like being a pro athlete and just being a pro athlete. Like, people are gonna yell heinous things at you, and like, hopefully security takes care of it. But to just be I don't even care about like the flipping off the fan and whatnot. I'm more of the fact that, like, to say the things that you said about Milliken to like his podcast co-host. That's like if you if you did something to like upset Tatum, and Tatum texted me like, oh, Josh is, a big loser and all these other swear words and slurs and stuff. It's like, yo, he's just like doing his job and having an opinion. And then to have Milliken come up to you at Fenway and be like, hey, do you want to talk about it? And you just completely cuss him out and tell him to get lost. Like, clearly one person is the bigger man here, and it's not the guy who's jacked with tattoos.
Two things. One, I mean, not to flex or to brag, but I worked with Milliken for about half a year
Yeah,
when I was in
you
college.
obviously like
I personally
we
know
definitely
Milliken.
have some sort of bias because like we went to the same
Yeah,
college. It was a few years before we got there. Like we
we
have a
didn't
bias, and you worked with him.
we didn't meet him in college, but I worked with him for 6 months, and he was a little bit of a mentor towards me when it actually comes into getting into this professional uh, industry. And that Milliken was never someone who would provoke anything when I worked with him, and I worked literally 5 feet behind him, so I was always around him when I was his intern. He was never anyone who would provoke anything. He was always just kind of like, I just want to do good. I want to do my job. I want to just enjoy and love what I do. And that's what he did every single day. And so I don't think Milliken is this type of guy who is this like clickbaity, trying to just get a reaction type podcaster. I think he's a guy who loves baseball and loves to talk about it. And I think that was his main objective there. And Jaron Durant saw it and took it the wrong way. And Tom, to go back to the bigger man point that you just said, I mean, again, this is just something we all learn when like we're growing up as children. There's an action and a reaction. Obviously, Tom, if you were to punch me in the face, I'd be really upset. But I can choose whether to punch you back in the face or just kind of walk away. Like that's on me. And so again, I'm not going to defend Joe Smith for cursing out and being all and saying bad things towards Jaron Duran. But it's on Jaron Duran to flip off Joe Smith. It's on Jaron Duran to flip off to curse out Tyler Milliken and start fat shaming him. Like that is on Jaron Duran. So I don't you can't Jaron Duran can't come out and be like, oh well, he started it. Like, yeah, you can start it. If you want to fight back, you can fight back. But understand if you do fight
He
back,
didn't
the
even start it.
consequences
He
that
just
come back.
posted the picture. Like he's doing it. Like he is. I don't want to say a beat reporter, but like he
Well, yeah,
covers
okay,
the team
then-
in a very large aspect. And, like
then,
his
yeah,
job is to
saying-
tweet about the Red Sox. Essentially.
Saying he started it is, would be a little bit of an extent, but you get what I mean. Is that, yeah, if you want to clap back at someone, you can. There's no law saying you can't. But understand that there's going to be consequences and a lot of controversy if you do said thing.
Yeah, so now it's just what's this? The third scenario of Jaron Duran and some like fighting with somebody, third or fourth, just this season, and we're only halfway through the season. So if math is math, and if you do the math, like theoretically, statistically, he's probably gonna do it 3 or 4 more. Like literally the first day of the second season, this drops, and the second half of the season. So there's guaranteed if he's on the team, and it's going to pivot so nicely into what we want the Sox to do now, because I want him off of my baseball team so bad. And this was even before today.
But
before I wake up and read all this on Twitter and like catch up on the situation.
I love how you transition to this because I have a perfect question for you. I know you want him off your team. Do you think this tanks his stock though? How badly do
He
you think
has
it does?
no value around the league. Like
Exactly. So even if the Red Sox want to buy, they want to buy a batter. Is Jaron Duran even in that package?
you have it has to be like
You're gonna have to give
they're
up-
gonna eat a lot of his contract probably, and
They're-
they're like,
they're gonna have
okay,
to
we're gonna
eat the-
pay you X amount of money to go play against us.
They're gonna have to eat the contract, and they're also gonna have to throw in a lot more with it because if you're moving Jaron Duran at this point, I think you're just moving him just to dump him, just to get rid of him, to get all this off the field controversy off your team. And so it's not even that this trade would be Jaron Duran for someone. Jaron Duran would just be an add-on, I think, just for the Red Sox to move him.
Well, getting rid of Jaron Duran, like, yes, one thing is that's just like, for me, it's just like, get off my team. Like, goodbye, good riddance, like best of luck wherever else you go. But there's also baseball aspects of it. Getting rid of Jaron Duran will finally clear up the outfield logjam, because when Roman
True.
Anthony comes back, he has no place on this team when Roman Anthony's healthy. The only reason he's playing pretty much daily is because Roman Anthony's injured. So when Anthony comes back, he has no place on this team, which means he's DHing or he's platooning somewhere else in the outfield. So finally, after 3 years of begging for it and saying the outfield logjam's got to get solved, you solve the outfield logjam. Now, he has no value around the league whatsoever, Josh. He's batting below 200. He's a head case on and off the field. He's an average outfielder at this point. I mean, he's horrible in high leverage situations. I mean, i.e., go back to the wild card playoff game where he dropped the ball in left field against the Yankees, and it's like, okay, there go a bunch of runs for the Yankees, and then in the third game, he's jogging back to the wall, and what what Stanton thought was a home run, and he thought was a home run, and he's jogging over there to the wall, and the ball's just bouncing around at the bottom of the wall in Yankee Stadium. So he's not good in high leverage situations. He's not hitting well. He's not like a good team. Like, I don't want to say teammate, but he's not helping the vibe around the clubhouse right now. So like, what does he add? Absolutely nothing. And it's just a whiff of a move because you could have offloaded him a year and a half ago and gotten a pretty good package. And now you're stuck with him because you held on to him.
Did we lose Tom? Tom's frozen. There we go. Hello, Tom.
Yep. There we go. I'm back. So yeah, it's just like, great, now we're stuck with him, but it's overall like, I do want this team to buy. And I can see the future already, Josh. I can tell you because I am so bought in back to this team when I was like 3 months, maybe 6 weeks ago, wearing a bag on my head watching this team. And now I'm all the way back in because I always tell myself, and I'm not a 162er, like I don't sit down at every night and be like, gotta watch the Red Sox. Like I have a life. I have things I would like to do with my time. Watching the Red Sox doesn't always correlate to that schedule. However, I follow every single, like, with that being said, I check every single box score. Like, I don't want to say certified box score enjoyer because I'll watch the game when I can. But, like, there's a happy medium in there where, like, I have a life, but I want to, like, follow the baseball team. If that makes sense, Josh.
Can I ask, because my answer kind of sways on what your definition of this is, and then everyone's asking this question. What do you mean by in? Are you in on them as in like, oh, they'll make a wild card, or
like
in
I'm
as...
back in like I am like, oh my god, this team could make some noise, like make the wild card right now is what I'm hoping for. And what my previous point is saying, like, I don't watch every game, but I'm invested in the team. I always ends up like, it's a long season. It's 162 games, and I always tell myself at the start of the season, like, stay level-headed, don't ride the highs, don't ride the lows. But I always end up finding myself getting lost in the ebbs and flows of the season. Because right now, I'm all the way back in. And you can probably go back 3 episodes ago, and you got me calling it the worst team in baseball, calling for Craig Breslow's job, sell everybody, kind of hit the restart button around the kids, and hopefully they can find a way to show us what we all thought they would be coming up through the system and coming up last season. Now I've completely shifted 180 degrees, Josh. I want them to buy. I think Craig Breslow actually deserves to keep his job. It isn't as bad of a GM as we all think he is, or chief baseball operator, whatever the hell you want to call him.
And I have to be honest, I hate baseball terms. I hate baseball
some of them
terms
are just
because
stupid.
they're all different.
But the way I look at it is, Breslow was brought in, and his main focus was pitching and defense. Let's fix the pitching, and let's fix the defense. And the starting rotation, with Garrett Crochet, your ace, injured, is one of the best rotations in Major League Baseball. They are carrying this team. He has found, they developed young prospects like Peyton Tolley really well, Connolly Early really well. Jake Bennett out of absolutely nowhere is
Jake Bennett's been a dog. Jake Bennett's been a dog.
He's throwing gas down the plate.
Are you gonna apologize to Caleb Durbin?
Like, Caleb Durbin, really slow start. Now, I will say, has to go outside the organization to a different hitting coach to figure it out. But you know what? When there's a will, there's a way, Caleb Durbin.
Whatever works,
there's a way.
Whatever works,
if you're going to hit the ball, I don't care if you got to go to Shibuya to find a freaking hitting coach, Caleb Durbin. Whatever you got to do, dog, to hit the ball that's within the rules of Major League Baseball, do what you got to do, dude, because I'm a big fan of you right now, Caleb Durbin. I'm back on the Caleb Durbin bandwagon. Like, that trade looks good. And think of the guys he's brought in. Caleb Durbin, playing good ball right now. Sonny Gray is killing it out there. Aroldis Chapman, one of the best closers in the majors right now. Wilson Contreras is the heart and soul of your team. One of your best bats. And the guys that you have out there who you don't like Yoshida, that's a guy he got stuck with and can't get rid of. Trevor Story, a guy he's stuck with and can't get rid of, given he's injured right now and not playing. And then Chad Tracy as well is coaching his rear end off because he's got all these kids coming up from Worcester like Siegler and Chen, and they're balling right now, and they were a big part of that 9-game win streak. They're currently at 12-46, still on, and revived their season. It really is miraculous that pretty much it wasn't the guys coming back from injury. It wasn't the it was really next man up mentality is what saved their season so far, and now they have work to do. Now you have to buy, and it can't be a deadline where it's like the last 2 years where you go and get insert fill in for the next 3 months guy. Like, it can't be that. Sara jumping in right now. Like, that's what the deadline, it just can't be that, Josh. Like, you finally need to make a big move at the deadline. Make a move that isn't like, ooh, let's go get Danny Jensen or Jansen, whatever the dude's name was 2 years ago, the catcher who played like 3 games and was a nobody. Or let's not, like, go and make a big move of like substantial that has some weight behind it, Josh.
So I agree with pretty much everything you said. I think they need to be buyers. I'm watching them. I'm not in on them as in I don't think they'll succeed in a postseason.
Well, that's the thing.
So because
Baseball.
yes, the nine game winning streak is fun. It's exciting. It brings you back into this team right before the All-Star break is nice. I'm not convinced though that this team can like go on a deep run in the playoffs and make a World Series. I need 3 series wins in a row after this All-Star break. They don't need to be sweeps. I'm not saying you need to sweep the Rays, sweep the Dodgers when you have them coming up in a couple weeks, sweep the Orioles, sweep the Blue Jays. But you need to win 3 of those in a row for me to be back on this team and be like, yeah, this team can make a playoff run. Because we saw this last year where they have a nice little stretch around the All-Star game, but then, oh, well, they just get bounced in the first round by the Yankees, which is my prediction right now, is that they just get bounced. Sure, I'm in on them that they can now make a wild card. You got me there. That's it, though. I'm not convinced that this team can make it far until I see 3 quality series won in a row. That's when I need to be back on this team. Fully.
And that's really fair. And just, I'm at the point where if they make the wild card, I'm pretty happy considering where they were.
Like,
We
yeah,
were with this team a month ago. Like,
I'll be
you have,
content.
you have to take that as a win. With all that's gone wrong this season, with Roman Anthony not playing a lot, with Garrett Crochet getting injured, with you fire Alex Cora in the middle of this, like a month into the season, to pull off a wild card, I think would be pretty miraculous with all that's gone around this team so far, just gone wrong. Like, I would take that as a win at this point, and that's just for the fan that just wants to be able to watch meaningful games in the fall.
That's
Which is sad.
fair.
That's what we're at with the Red Sox, because it should really be competing for a World Series, is
That's
what they
the thing.
promised us.
Like, sure, in the moment you can be happy if this team were to make the wild card, but then they get bounced in the first round, and then what's the narrative after that? Oh, they weren't good enough and need to move on. Oh, okay. Well, now we're back to square one where we were last year, where okay, we need to make some offseason moves. We need to talk about if Chad Trace is going to be the manager of this team. What's Craig Breslow's position? Is he going to get fired? Is he not going to get fired? What do you do now with Roman Anthony? What do you do with Garrett Crochet? What do you do with all these other young guys? What do you do with Durant, for God's sakes? So I understand in the moment, if the Red Sox make the wild card, we'll all be thrilled after the terrible start to the season that they had. But after that series, if they get bumped in the first round, none of that's going to matter. None of that is going to, all that joy that you're feeling is going to die. It is going to die, and we will be back at square one just like we were last season.
Well, no, then you have, because like I said, Breslow, we solved the pitching and the defense. Now we just have to figure out hitting. So we're going to upload some new software to the Bresbot, get a little iOS update from my guy, Craig Breslow.
We got to get
figure
like
out how to find a batter that's worth a damn, and we're
what
going
are
to
we
be
on?
set.
iOS whatever 19?
Like 26 or something like that, I think is what I have to update or something.
Is that what we gotta
25?
do? Do we have to like shut him off during the off season? Like we won't hear from him during the off season. We have to wait for him to like fully update until he can fully start making moves. Is that what we gotta wait?
Exactly. Once the end of the season press conference is over and like you have winter meetings and
Or
whatnot, get him back in there.
Do we need to get the upgraded Breslow version? Do we have to like take in this one and bring in the
Give me
new
the
one?
Bresbot 2000, bro, the new model.
Yeah, 2.0. Craig Breslow 2.0. Now with
Bresbot 2000, that's what we need.
Not only does he come with brand new pitching, but he also comes with batting knowledge now.
Exactly.
Buyers now for $400 a month.
And you can't try to, you're right. It needs to be a whole new Bresbot because you can't divide the software into pitching and defense and batting because a Bresbot divided against itself cannot stand. It needs to be a whole new model that can handle the software of finding not only pitchers and defenders, but a guy at the ball.
I should not have to open 14 different tabs just to put together a baseball team. I should be able to open one tab and it's right there in front of me.
See, he's using like prime 2004 Internet Explorer for the pitching. Or no, he's using let me rephrase. So he's using like modern day Google Chrome for the pitching and defense and using like 2010 Firefox to try to find like hitters. He's got to get that new update to Google Chrome.
He's using like DuckDuckGo right now to find batters. Like,
Dude,
that's
he's
how
using a
bad it
computer
is.
that's still got like a modem and dial-up on it. That's how bad his batting, not like finding batters has been. But we're gonna get it. We're gonna upgrade Brezbot software the offseason, and we're gonna figure out how to find batters with this guy.
He's actually
Or
been
even he could get one at the deadline. That'd be pretty cool.
he's actually been in incognito mode this whole time with batters, and we just can't
Right.
see any history on it. There is no history.
If Brezbot can find a way to get rid of Jaron Duran and add a quality right-handed bat, I'd be so happy with this deadline.
Dude, that's like Amazon Prime Day right there. That gets everyone hyped.
That's Cyber Monday for Brezbot, bro.
That's like Sarah going to Louis Vuitton and getting her
That's
bag.
like 65% off at Louis Vuitton. Every item for Sarah right there.
Sarah would happily give up Jaron Duran for a Louis Vuitton bag.
100%.
Yeah, Jaron Duran's a bum.
Easily. I
He's a
actually
bum.
saw someone came in with the bag that I wanted last night, and I was like,
In other
What-
news, someone got robbed at a Martha's Vineyard diner last night. Someone is missing a Louis bag.
Suspect has brown hair, glasses, and really has
Tattoo on her wrist with a lot of rings and a big middle finger.
and has a huge obsession for Trevor Lawrence. If you see this suspect, call 911 immediately.
Her
I
name
will
rhymes with
say-
Paris to Duffley.
I will say it is like known that I love Trevor Lawrence. I didn't realize how known it was. I had someone from my high school football team who graduated the year before me. He texted me on Snap the other day just a picture, and I was like, "What?"
Does he watch the pod?
I think he follows us.
Hell yeah! Yeah, there we go. We're getting high school football alums now. There we go.
But he
Next up, college.
I was like, I haven't spoken to this guy since he graduated. So 6 years. It's been a while. And I open it, I'm like, why is it like what does he have to say? I open it, it's a picture of like a remix and Trevor Lawrence is on the cover and he goes, "For some reason you're the first person I thought of when I saw this." And I was like,
Kind of heartwarming.
kind of feel like at the same time, I'm like, wow, I really am that girl that's obsessed with Trevor Lawrence.
What happens first? Sarah meets Trevor Lawrence, or Sarah gets a Louis Vuitton bag?
I
Probably the
think-
Louis bag.
Oh.
Probably the Louis bag.
The Louis bag is just, they're getting so expensive.
I could see like someone giving it to you as like a gift though, for like a very special occasion.
Not one of us, though.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Yeah, I don't think either one of us can afford it, but maybe like I don't know. I don't know.
Me with like 5 other people. Yeah, no. I don't know. Maybe,
I
hopefully.
don't know. Maybe if we pool our money together, like collectively, we get like 10 other people.
Literally, you all put in like $100.
Yeah, here's $20.
Exactly. But no, I think
We're actually gonna get it off Temu. We're gonna get one of those Temu Louis Vuitton bags. It's like $15. Like it's like this big.
guys just go to Canal Street.
But I am glad you jumped in, Sarah. Not only because it's good to have everybody back together, but I don't know. There's some Patriot stuff I want to dive into because Drake Maye keeps finding himself at the bottom of all these like top 10 quarterback lists, and it doesn't make sense to me. But the thing I really want your opinion on, Sarah, because you're a known Trevor Lawrence lover, but you're also a known Tom Brady's a traitor.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen the new. Thank you, Josh, the Drake Maye. I don't know if you saw that
I don't
last
have a
week.
portrait in my house, so this is the best I can do.
Nice. I don't know if you saw that last week that Mike McDonald, the head coach of the Seahawks, he alluded to potentially I don't remember the exact quote, so I'm going to paraphrase it, but essentially he was talking, who the hell was he talking to? I want to say the Dan Patrick show. And he was pretty much like, yeah, we had some kind of like, I don't want to say insider knowledge. Josh, if you can find the exact quote for me, that'd be great. But until then, I'll paraphrase. It was essentially, he was alluding that he had someone that if he had named who it was, fans would be upset that he was kind of helping the enemy in a sense. And he said it wasn't Bill Belichick who kind of gave him, I don't want to say like insider knowledge and how the Patriots like system works, but kind of someone who knew how the Patriots operated offensively and was kind of dropping hints to McDonald at how things go. Josh will find the exact quote, but that's essentially what it was. Thank you, Josh.
He got advice from someone with a conflict of interest.
Thank you, Josh. So he went on later to say it wasn't Bill Belichick, which kind of only leaves one person.
Fucking Tom Brady.
But he did say in the interview that he wouldn't say who it was. So yeah, even if you ask him, they asked him in that interview, "Oh, was it Bill Belichick?" No. And then Zach Gelb even asked him, "Was it Tom Brady?" He said, "No." Even if you're guessing the right person, he's still going to say no. So does that completely rule out Belichick? No, I don't think it does. It doesn't rule out Brady either. So I think both of them are still on the table.
I will say though, I feel like Belichick has more integrity than Tom Brady does.
I think my assumption would be that the conflict of interest would have to be something with Kraft. I don't think it has anything to really do with this with anyone on the Patriots at the moment because this is such a new Patriots team. So I think that person, the conflict of interest has to do with Robert Kraft. And who has more beef with Robert Kraft, Belichick or Brady?
Belichick does, but again, I just don't see what gain does Belichick have.
Well, he doesn't want to see Kraft win a ring without him, which is kind of like the same thing that Brady's.
Well, yeah, but you're not
yeah,
Bill
but
Belichick.
You don't have a grudge against Robert Kraft.
Yeah, you're not Bill Belichick.
I'm gonna if I don't get another ring soon.
Yeah, but you don't actively currently, as of last Super Bowl,
you're not headhunting.
Like, you're rooting for the Patriots to win that game. Like, you would never do anything to compromise the Pats' chance to win that game.
Whereas Belichick might be rooting against, and Tom Brady, for some reason, can't have a dog in any Patriots fight.
Yeah, so, like, that comment doesn't help. And to me, the thing is, like, conflict of interest can mean a lot. And Brady is, like, Bill's in college. He's kind of away from the NFL. He doesn't have any
point. So maybe, okay.
Oh, we lost Tom.
I'm going to start swearing.
We can hear you.
Anything Tom says or does not reflect on Josh Beckner, Sara Duffley. Please take his words for his own sake and that he only means them on his behalf. Thank you.
I love when you do it. It's not for me. But no, I think Belichick doesn't have a dog in the fight here because he's in college. But on the other hand, he could use this to get into the good graces of some NFL teams and potentially maybe work his way back up the ladder.
I just think if you were to lay out the two of them in front of me.
But
I think Belichick's more of a suspect.
No.
I think he is. I think he has more of a grudge than Robert Kraft than Tom Brady does. And and what else on this Patriots team would be the conflict of interest? Because Mike Vrabel's new, Drake Maye's new, pretty much the entire team is new. It's not from this era, from the Brady and Belichick era. So that kind of leads only two people, unless you want to go down the path of others.
What about
the two main suspects would be Brady and Belichick. And if you had to ask me, I think it's Belichick.
Who did you say, Sarah?
Okay. I said Gronk, but there's
doesn't make sense.
There's not going on.
Him and Edelman love the Patriots, and they've publicly said that on Tom Brady. So I think the two of them are clear.
Edelman didn't even cross my mind. Edelman, out of the three of them, is the only one that did it.
Well, I brought up Edelman because Gronk and Edelman are like best buds.
I feel like, yeah, but I was gonna say something. Oh, back to Belichick maybe using it to get him back up the ladder a little bit. That could also bite him in the ass because it could show that he's not trustworthy.
Well, I don't think Bill has a shot in hell at ever getting back in the NFL at this point in time.
But I don't think he gets.
But it's also, how does helping Mike McDonald, the coach of the Seahawks, get him back in the good graces? Because that's not a job he could get. It would have to be if it was an owner. To me, conflict of interest can mean a lot. Brady has a ton of them with the Patriots. Josh McDaniels, his buddy, is the OC. Nobody knows that Patriots offense better than Tom Brady. I'm sure it's very similar to what he ran, but obviously catered more to the athletic skills that Drake Maye has. But also, Brady, part owner of the Raiders, so conflict of interest right there. Also, conflict of interest, he's the lead broadcaster for Fox. He's the color guy. That's obviously a conflict of interest. And then you bring in Robert Kraft, Patriots fans. I think, yeah, maybe Bill Belichick you could still say has a shot. But I don't see Bill Belichick, a guy who loves football as much, and respects the game as much as he does, given he would do anything for an extra edge, Spygate, whatever the hell, to get an extra leg up on the opponent. I don't see him going out of his way to affect to stick his neck in there when it doesn't really bother him at all. He's not involved in the NFL. He's out of the picture. He's in the college world, kind of wasting away. But Brady's still there, and he's one of the most attention-starved people in the world.
So that right there is exactly what I'm gonna say. He does not want the Patriots to move on without him. He wants the Patriots to only have that one ever dynasty with him at the front of it. This is also why I think it was Tom Brady, because he's already fucking stabbed us in the back how many times? We put up a fucking massive 12-foot tall statue of him in the middle of Gillette Stadium, and he still goes behind our back every single time. He has no love for this team. None.
What do you think it would have to take for Patriots fans to turn on Brady? Do you think it would have to be something like this where it becomes public that Brady was the person giving Mike McDonald information and he kind of turned on the Patriots for a Super Bowl chance? Like, what's it going to take for these people to actually turn on Tom Brady? Or do you think he's immortal when it comes to the New England community?
I think in some people's eyes that he will forever be immortal and that he can do no wrong and he will always be a Patriot. I think that there are people out there that truly believe that Tom Brady wanted to retire as a Patriot, but had to prove to himself that he could do it on his own.
So I'm going to be I'm going to
Money.
be controversial with my own answer here. Tom Brady will be immortal for me when it comes to a player on the Patriots. Tom Brady can lose me though as a person if this does end up coming out to be him. He can lose me as a human being after being a football player.
So
He can lose me.
I agree with that. I will always defend him as a player. I think he is one of the most talented quarterbacks the NFL has ever seen, and I will defend him for that till the day that I die. As a person, I don't like him.
But see, that right there is where my issue comes with Tom Brady, because any New England Patriots fan, and I think there are Patriots fans who are turned on Tom Brady, like
Oh,
1,000%.
they're a
Like,
1,000%. I'm not saying I have. I'm not saying I have yet because obviously this is still up in the air. I haven't yet. I have not.
but this is where my issue comes. Like, you talk about any sort of Tom Brady on the field football thing, any Patriots fan is gonna fight till they can, like, fight to the last breath to prove that Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. And that, like, he deserves that from every single Patriots fan. Like, 6 Super Bowls, greatest dynasty of all pro sports. He took pay cut after pay cut after pay cut so the team could be the best they could be. However, when it comes to, like, the emotional side of it, the way that we will all fight and die for Tom Brady just because we want him to be considered the greatest of all time and reciprocate everything he did for us for him. When it comes to just wanting us to succeed as Patriots fans and see us celebrate a duck boat parade again without Tom Brady, he won't do the same thing. He won't support us in that sense. And that's where the disconnect with Tom Brady comes from me, because I will fight and die for a guy who I share a name with because he is hands down the greatest quarterback of all time. But he won't fight and die for me as a fan of the New England Patriots. I'm not just a fan of him, but as a fan of the Patriots. And it stinks when he comes back and says, I'm a Patriot for life.
No.
Well, your actions don't reflect that,
No.
Tom Brady. And that's where it hurts. Like, not saying you have a dog in the fight. Like, you have a massive dog in the fight, dude. Like, you play with the team. Like, given you don't like you have issue with Robert Kraft and the way things ended, that's fine.
That's
The fans
personal.
who ride and die with you for 20 plus years. Like, that's your dog in the fight. Like, we are your dog. Like, you should want to see us succeed as much as we root for your success still, Tom. That's where the disconnect comes.
He won his first Super Bowl when I was 1 year old.
Exactly. Like, we grew up, especially us. Like, we grew up, like, Tom Brady grew up with him. And, I think about, like, the older generation, like, our parents.
Yeah.
Like, they went through 30 plus years of sucky football until Tom Brady came around and changed everything. Like, grandparents went through 60 years of bad football before Brady turned things around.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we owe Tom Brady. But what he also owes us is because we give him that undying support, is he owes us that undying support as well, in a sense.
I don't think he owes us support, but he owes us fucking respect.
Respect might be a better word, or just, like, he should want to see us still succeed as a fan. He doesn't need to see Robert Kraft happy. He needs to see us happy.
I think support is the right word. You want to support your fan base, like you want to support your community celebrating another Super Bowl. I think support is the right word, actually.
So here's the thing. Tom Brady will never support the Patriots ever again, but he will never come out and say it verbatim that way. He will never say, I will not support the Patriots. I do not support the Patriots. I do not like the Patriots. He will say things like, I don't have a dog in the fight.
Because
Very big about it, but he will never admit that he no longer likes the New England Patriots.
Because if he says that, then he has the entire region of New England turning on him. That will have the fans turn on him, and then he will lose all credibility he has in New England.
He knows that we will ride and die for him, but once you turn your back on us and we catch on to it, you're fucked.
So, okay, here, let me ask you this then. If people are catching on to it, why haven't they done it already?
Because they're too blind by it. It's like a toxic relationship. You think he's the perfect guy for you and he's going to change, and he will. He's saying, I'll do better. I promise. It was a one-time thing. I'll do better. I'll change for you. Blah, blah,
I love this answer.
He's not going to change for you, and you need to wake up and smell the roses, honey, and get out.
This is why I love having Sara on this podcast. That was odd. That was great. I love that. I loved every second of that.
Nothing is going to change. The second that fucking statue went up and I saw that speech of him, I was like, oh yeah, he's done with us. The second he did that stupid Hulu, I'm not over this Hulu commercial. I'm not over it. I never will be. This was senior year of high school for me. 2020. I'm not going anywhere. Like, yeah, he was in his free agency year. I remember myself, my heart beating out of my chest. And I'm like, oh my God, we're losing Tom Brady. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And then we lose him on fucking St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day in Boston in the middle of COVID. And then my dog died 4 weeks later. I was just going through it. And then in August, I get the lovely notification. Cam Newton is signed with the New England Patriots. I'm like, just someone give me a gun. Give me a fucking gun.
Hey, he was really good for the first 3 weeks.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
he was really good those first few weeks.
Yeah, he was.
He was good until he got COVID and missed that Kansas City game, and then he was trash ever since then.
All I'm going to say is I was right about Cam Newton, and I was right about Mac Jones.
I actually give Mac Jones a little bit more leeway because I think he got kind of screwed with the coaching system and the team here. But Cam Newton's elbow was just gone.
If you have talent, though, doesn't matter.
I mean, yes, but you look at it like Matt Stafford, talent, but he couldn't do a thing in Detroit.
That's a him problem.
Not that Mac Jones is anywhere near the level of Matt Stafford. So, there is a little bit of give and take to it. But that's not what we're talking about here.
My point is that people are blinded by him. They're in awe of him.
And they should have that. Like, he is, like, the savior of New England.
You are 100% allowed to do that. I literally have gotten into fights with people at the bar over Tom Brady, and I have defended him till I, couldn't defend him anymore. And they looked at me and they're like, oh, so you still like Tom Brady? I go, no, I fucking hate him. And they're like, then why are you fighting me? I'm like, because that was my quarterback for 20 years.
And, if he could just even reciprocate, a tenth of that.
No, he won't.
That's what would be like. And again, he's done more for us than we could ever do for him. Like, us in the stands cheering for him, wearing his name on our backs with his jersey. We can, that's not enough to thank Tom Brady for what he did for us.
You still see Brady jerseys.
Exactly. It doesn't compare, winning 6 Super Bowls, yay, go Brady. It's not the same.
No,
so,
it's not.
Yes, obviously, he doesn't owe us anything, but it'd be nice if he could just, from, a human-to-human standpoint, celebrate our success. Because we will celebrate, when you open your card shops, your TB12 shop in Patriot Place, it was packed. When we had the statue reveal, it was packed. When we had Brady night, it was packed. And those wouldn't be because of, that was to celebrate you. Celebrate the new era that we have. And, he's warmed up to Drake Maye, but he was slow to compliment Drake Maye as well. But, a part of that, I think, is his, I'm not scared. He's just, that's how he's wired to be so competitive. He doesn't want to let go a little bit.
Oh, he's not allowed to say anymore.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me, and this is going to be a weird analogy. It reminds me of, how in Toy Story 1, when Buzz Lightyear shows up, and Andy's room is all now Buzz Lightyear. Tom Brady is Woody, where now he's seeing that the new shiny Patriots are in town. It's no longer, Tom Brady, aka Woody. It's now Drake Maye, who's the fancy, all-new Buzz Lightyear that every kid wants to hang out with. It's no longer all about Tom Brady. It's now about Drake Maye, and he's upset about it. And that's what Woody did. Woody almost took out Buzz Lightyear in that movie. And now Tom's doing the exact same thing, where he's refusing to let people move on from him. He's refusing to let it happen. And if it is true, he is hurting Drake Maye and the rest of those Patriots in the process.
Yep. And it's not even, I do think that once we have a few more seasons with Drake Maye and we really get used to him as our quarterback, I mean, That's the thing about New England, though, is that we've already accepted him. Like
I accepted Drake May the second we drafted him.
him. We're like, all right, that's it.
I think Drake May honestly might be my Jason Tatum to Tom. Like I am willing to go to war for Drake May.
He's your Trevor Lawrence.
He's my Trevor Lawrence. He's my Jason Tatum. Now that Jaylen Brown is gone.
Okay, I'm glad you bring up Drake May because if we're talking about potentially Tom Brady, going behind the back of Patriots fans and stabbing us in the back with the conflict of interest with Mike McDonald.
He did.
I do want to talk about because we're about a week away from training camp. Like we're getting closer and closer to the NFL regular season. Like we're getting there, Sarah. We're almost there. I promise you. I know how much you hated these past couple of weeks where there's nothing to talk. Yeah.
Genuinely miserable.
What do you mean I have to watch Red Sox? Oh.
We're talking about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum again? What are we doing, guys? Sarah, he got traded.
Why is everyone talking about the World Cup?
Okay, but you went to Fenway Park for Noah Kahan. That doesn't count.
Excuse me, what's his name?
Noah Kahan?
Khan.
Oh.
You moron.
Wait, did you actually think
Kahan? Isn't that Kahan?
No.
Did you actually think it was Kahan?
I go back and forth. Like it's like Chuck's last name. I can't pronounce it right half the time.
It's spelt Kahan, but it's pronounced Khan.
Whatever. Either way, doesn't count. That
you should listen to him because he's a fucking.
I'm aware of who he is. Like I'm aware I'm aware of his music. I just haven't gotten around to his new album.
Hey.
Stick Season, Northern Attitude.
American Cars.
Forever. I do think Olivia Rodrigo has a better cover of Stick Season, but that's just me personally.
I personally think Sabrina Carpenter's the best one out of the three, if I had to be real.
Okay, three totally different genres of music, but okay.
But let's rank them right now. All right, here we go.
Noah Khan, please and thanks.
But no, I'm glad we bring up Drake May because he is just like all these lists come out, and I didn't even think to write all down who they were. But you go to ESPN, you go to CBS Sports, you go to Bleacher Report, you go to any like place that makes lists, like sports places, they all have Drake May like considerably way too low at like 7 or 8 when I think he should be closer to that 5 or 6 range. Because to me, like you have your big 4 quarterbacks in the NFL, like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. That's kind of like your big 4, like your core 4 quarterbacks.
I don't like Joe Burrow. I don't like Joe Burrow up there anymore.
Now, I would be willing. I also like if you think of like you're just like go through it like real quick, like best 4 QBs in the NFL.
Like the ones that pop into your brain.
Yeah, like okay, those are like the big 4 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Like this, you have to think about it like this. Those are your seniors, and then we have our sophomores down here. No sophomore is going to be ranked with a senior unless you're like fucking. I was just going to say Tom Brady.
Yeah. So like to me that like you have that, and then 5, 6, 7 is where Drake May should be. I think he should be right around 5 or 6. I think if you really put Matt Stafford at 5, you're a fool. Personally,
he's old.
Like I get the argument he just won MVP, but we're not here to make our own list. I'm here to like, what does he need to prove to people? Like to because he's getting slandered.
MVP of what?
He won MVP last year.
The award last year.
Wait, okay, yeah, sorry. I thought you meant of the Super Bowl. Wait a second.
No, but like, is that why he's being like, why are people so hesitant to kind of give Drake May his flowers?
They're dragging on the easy schedule narrative.
Patriots to be back.
They're dragging on the easy schedule narrative. They are milking the F out of that narrative, saying that they weren't that good because we haven't seen Drake May play against top tier talent. They had a super easy schedule last year. He didn't play well in the playoffs. They're juicing that on. Are they not?
No,
I think the playoff is more fair than the schedule because again, we went over this all the time.
The playoff,
you can only play who you play.
And I'll say this. I'm not gonna. I know we're not gonna make a list right now. I have Drake May as number 4, as the 4th best quarterback in the league, in my opinion. But the reason I don't have him above Mahomes, Allen, and Lamar. The reason I don't have him up there is because of his playoff performance. I can't toss him up there yet.
I just don't like Patrick Mahomes.
No, that's fair.
Okay,
we
all knew that comment was coming. We knew that comment was coming.
But to me, okay, let's look at the other quarterbacks. I think there is a very, very valid argument to say that Drake May should have won MVP over Stafford. So that's why I have him over Stafford. And Joe Burrow has the only thing Joe Burrow has, and that they've been lingering on for so long, people, fans, media, is that he made the Super Bowl once. And by the way, he lost that Super Bowl. So I don't, and for Joe Burrow, yes, he's putting up amazing stats. He's still a top quarterback in the league. But if you're not going to,
Great on fan.
if you're not going to consistently,
He's also never healthy.
he's also never healthy. He went 9-8 this season, didn't make the playoffs. So I can't throw a guy up there who's not performing and not winning above a guy who just went to the Super Bowl despite the playoff performance he had and the easy schedule. I'm going to throw the guy who is a runner-up for MVP, even though I think he should have won. But I'm not going to throw him above the guys who I know are legit, like Allen, Mahomes, and Lamar. Those three I know are legit. Like, who else? Who's better than Drake Maye? I'll take him over Allen. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll take him over Hurts, Herbert, Burrow, Stafford, Goff, Love, Caleb Williams. I'll take him over all of those guys.
Same. But that's because that's your quarterback.
No, it's not even because he's my quarterback. That is legit. I think he's 100 times better than Jordan Love. He's better than Herbert. Herbert can't do anything in the playoffs. I think he's better than CJ Stroud. I think he is. I think
right now is his girlfriend.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
They're awake now.
I think he's on par, but a little bit better than Caleb Williams. I think he's better than Jane Daniels, considering Jane Daniels wasn't healthy this season. Jordan Love, he's 1,000 times better than Jordan Love. Jared Goff should not even be in the conversation. And I just made my case for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, you did. This might be a little hot take here, but I would pick Caleb Williams over Joe Burrow.
I don't know if I'm there yet.
I don't know if I'm there yet. I don't hate that.
I think it's because of that when they played the Rams in the playoffs.
That fourth quarter magic he has.
Yeah. Fucking A, man. I don't know. I think he really came into his own last year.
And I think that back half of the season that Caleb, and I'm not even mad with the love that Caleb Williams gets. And I think as the number one pick, people want to see him succeed.
Exactly.
But it's also
too.
When you have a guy who can do what he did in the fourth quarter in a lot of those games against the Packers, and there's another against the Lions, I want to say. I could be wrong about that.
So it was the Lions or the Rams? Are you talking about the playoff game?
It might have been the Rams. It might have been the Rams in the regular season. Or it could have been the Rams. Like, the way he's just able to, extend plays. And, again, it's a little Mahomes the way he's able to extend plays and win in the fourth quarter. But that's what we loved about everyone besides Sara. That's what people loved about Mahomes early on.
Pause. Who did that before Mahomes?
Okay, but when I say extend plays, Tom Brady was a statue in the pocket, Sara. You can't argue he was extending plays. Tom Brady was going to slice and dice you. That dude wasn't moving out the pocket.
Like Patrick Mahomes. And honestly, I think he's on his way out.
See, I'm not there yet.
I'm
he
also
tore
not
his
there
whatever
yet.
in his leg. It was a down year for them.
I think
played like fucking shit last year.
I think people are saying that simply because they're tired of the Chiefs and tired of Mahomes. I don't think the Chiefs are going to be like the top dog to take down this season, but I do see them as a potential division winner. I see them as a potential division winner. I see them as definitely a wild card team. I think they'll make the playoffs.
No.
Are you saying no because you actually think that, or you know because you don't want it?
No, I don't want that to happen.
They are in a tough division, though.
Last year was beautiful. The Patriots made the playoffs. The Mahomes or whatever the fuck his team is, the Chiefs didn't make the playoffs last year.
She gets so blinded by anger. It's hilarious.
I went to the Super Bowl.
Wait, let me say what she said earlier about Tom Brady. Wake up and smell the roses, sweetheart. The Chiefs are coming back.
Kiss my ass. No, they're not.
That is the thing. Is they are in the middle of that. If you were to
listen. And Trevor Lawrence was in the playoff too.
Okay, I think the Jags are going to take a regression here, honestly.
Yeah, I know, but you know what?
But also, someone has to win that division. Why not the Jags?
Why not?
Who else?
Colts, Titans. Who the hell is the fourth team in that division? I can't even think of it right now. No, the Colts, Jags, Colts, Titans. Who the hell is the fourth team?
Who are we forgetting? Oh my god.
There's
no.
Oh my god, this is going to kill me.
I don't even know the division.
Houston.
Actually, yeah, okay. Houston probably gonna win that division.
Houston could win that division. Houston could win that division if CJ Stroud bounces back.
Honestly, we just lost Travis Etienne, so
Brian Thomas might also get moved. Still,
no, I think it's too late for that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think his name's still. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but his name's still in contention.
Taking apart my second choice.
And Travis Hunter's now moving to cornerback, no longer wide receiver.
Isn't he coming off an Achilles tear or something now?
Yeah, he's coming off an injury, but I think they're going to solidify him as corner with special plays designed around him if they ever need it on offense. But I think he's going to play 90 to 95% of snaps as a corner.
You can't play offense and defense in the NFL. That's just too much.
We'll tell that to, what was he, the number 2 overall pick?
Yeah. And the only reason he was the number 2 overall pick is because he could do that.
And now he can't.
That's why you kind of want to get the value on that.
College
I think
and NFL are two very different.
Yeah, absolutely. But to get back to kind of the Drake Maye discussion, like I think that if you want to hold the Super Bowl against him in the playoff run, like he didn't look good in the playoff run at all. But I think to hold the schedule, but even then, like to hold that against him as much as some people are, like second year, first real year in the NFL. I think that's pretty solid.
Then let me ask you this: if you're so concerned about the narrative that the Patriots had an easy schedule and that's the only reason why they're good, why doesn't every team who has the easy schedule go with the Super Bowl and make it far in the playoffs? Why doesn't every team do that?
Do we not remember that we're the New England Patriots and that we're the most hated team in the NFL for absolutely no reason?
Well,
but you also have to get yes, Josh, I agree with you. Like if that's the way it is, the easiest scheduled team should always make it to the Super Bowl. They also caught some breaks in the playoffs. You can't deny that. Like AFC Championship game, not having the other team starting quarterback out there is a pretty big break to catch.
But Drake Maye also didn't play well in that game. You have to remember that.
But he's got to only beat Jarrett Stidham.
Also,
True, but he did beat Justin Herbert.
We don't pick our
play well.
schedule.
No, you don't. But you have to acknowledge where you catch the breaks.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We got fucking lucky. But you know what? It was our turn. We needed to go back to the Super Bowl. I think people knew that I needed it.
I will say one point that a lot of people make when they're making this list that I think is completely redundant is that they say that Drake Maye is too young and they want to see a couple more years out of him for him to be considered, top 3, top 5. Why is Caleb Williams that high then?
Well, that's fair. I'm not seeing any lists where I am not seeing a lot of lists. I haven't seen a single list where Caleb Williams is like top 3. Like that's fair. If you want to say
I think there's a couple lists out there with him borderline 5.
Okay, again probably should have written it down. Like that's bad podcast research by us. Like to not have the actual tangible evidence in front of us. However, I will say, that's the argument. Like, hey, we would looked at like he had a great season, second in the MVP. However, like easy schedule, bad in the playoffs, caught a lot of breaks on the way to the Super Bowl. Let's see what he can do next year. Like I am okay with that as your reasoning. Like that's to me fair reasoning. Like the schedule was easy. The playoff run wasn't great. Like they caught breaks. He was bad in the Super Bowl. Okay, that's fair. But that is a reason why you would be skeptical, if that's the word you want to use, against Drake Maye. But I don't think it's fair to the length they have gone. And what does he need to prove this year? He just needs to do it again.
Are you losing your voice?
No.
Oh.
Simply, that's what he has to do. Do it again, and I think that'll kind of shut everybody up.
Colin Cowherd's list. Drake Maye, number 10. Caleb Williams, number 3.
All right. Well, this is the same guy who told LeBron almost a decade ago that he can retire because Ben Simmons is right there.
It's one of our cases that, okay, you have Caleb Williams at number 3, but Drake Maye at number 10. And then ahead of Drake Maye, you have Jared Goff at 8, Jordan Love at 9, who I just said those two shouldn't even be in conversation.
That's so stupid.
So no, I get it. Like it's fair. But the Drake Maye disrespect is gonna come and it's gonna be loud all year, I'm assuming, until he kind of finally
he just has to prove himself again.
Exactly. Like he's gotta prove him wrong again, and I hope he plays with a chip on his shoulder.
I just hope that every athlete knows this, that if you join the New England Patriots, you are gonna get shit on like no other. Simply because of the team you're playing for.
So actually I think he had a pretty positive reception last year.
Yep.
Like the Drake Maye thing took off, and your casual fan loved him.
And then on the side as well, give her a shout out. And Michael May was one of the biggest social media highlights of the entire NFL season.
Love her.
Bakemas Day 25.
Bakemas, I hope Bakemas comes back. My God, that was my.
I don't know, man. I feel like it was a special thing.
Days of Bakeness. I want November 1st through
No, we can't ask her for that much Bakemas.
No. I'll say this, I don't want it to turn into some
I feel like it was special the one year she did it. I don't know if I want her to taint the Bakemas memory.
What I don't want her to do, which I think will taint it, is I don't want it to turn into some sellout. Where now it's all right, each day of Bakemas is sponsored by someone different. Now it's just a money grab. Knowing Ann Michael and how authentic and kind-hearted she is, I would love if she just kept.
Are you close personal friends with her? Jesus Christ! That's what
we all know who Ann Michael is.
We know.
Josh, personally knowing Ann Michael May, she's a sweetheart.
No, did I say personal?
No.
But you were like, knowing it, but you were like, knowing
but
it,
we've
Michael
seen
May.
the type
like,
of we've seen the type of person she is.
like, from what we know, yeah, she's great. But
Yeah,
it's just
she's-
like, the way you're talking is like, are you a close personal friend that I don't know about? Like,
No,
are you hanging out with the Mays all summer? Like, were you in Japan?
I'd love to. Yeah, actually, I would love to go to Japan with the two of them. You kidding me? Yeah, go with my favorite quarterback and his wife, who makes great cookies. Hell yeah, I'd love to go to Japan with them. No, we know that Anne Michael May isn't like. I don't want to.
Like, no, from what, like, she seems like a very, like, down to earth sweetheart,
Exactly.
like, regular individual.
So I'm hoping that she doesn't turn Bakemas into like some sellout where every day is a new sponsor from some other like cooking company. And I hope she just kept it like authentic as it was last year, where it's like, all right, this is what I'm making for Bakemas.
I don't think she will.
Look,
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see when Bakemas rolls around.
I don't think she'll let it be sponsored by a bunch of things.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She's getting a lot of sponsors lately.
Yeah, but
A lot of her cooking videos are sponsored.
do they really need it though? Like,
I mean, everybody loves money.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
see, like, come on, like Sarah, if someone sponsored you'd be like, look at this new bag, you'd take that, wouldn't you?
So that's the thing though, is that I hate posting. Like, I'll post on Instagram. I hate posting on TikTok. Like, I hate it. Absolutely hate it. And so many people have come up to me and they're like, you'd be a great influencer. Like, you're raw, you're honest, you're real. Like, you give no fucks, you have no filter, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you should just like post things on TikTok. I'm like, no.
I mean, to be fair, our most popular video on our Instagram, 6,900 views, is
Doesn't
Sarah.
count though. Her toes are out. That doesn't count. Her toes are out.
But hey, man, that's what people like for that's what people might like for influencers, man. Sometimes you gotta make a sacrifice or two.
That's the thing though, is that I don't want my life out in the public. Like, I'm good.
You're
Too
on a
bad,
podcast
Sarah.
right now.
Show your feet to the camera. We get the views. Take them out. Get the dogs out.
You're on a podcast right now. Do it. Do it for the views.
That's it, Sarah. Flash the camera with the toes.
Do you know how many people have come up to me at my freaking restaurant and they're like, oh, we saw your podcast. They're like, what?
Nice.
I'm like, hey.
Like and subscribe.
Well, no, they literally, I'm like getting my food from the window and they're like, oh, like I was scrolling last night and you just popped up on my TikTok. And I was like, what?
That's the goal. Thank you. That's what we're trying to do here.
Did it even like, cross my mind that it was like a podcast? Because this was when I like missed a few weeks. So I was like, okay, how are you seeing my face on TikTok? Like, I don't post on TikTok. Like, I don't post to my own personal TikTok account. And if I do, it's like usually Mac. And he was like, yeah, it was like you and these two guys. And I'm like racking my brain. I'm like, two guys? I'm like, oh. I was like, my podcast. He was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. He goes, you guys were good. He goes, you swore a lot, but you guys were good. And I'm like, are you shocked? He's like,
We
no.
appreciate that. But anyways, real quick before we get out, I do just want to kind of check the temperature on how we're feeling about the Jaylen Brown trade because it's been 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks.
Josh,
And I don't know if I can't remember if we got your opinion or not, Sarah. I can't remember if we got. I feel like we did, but I can't
think we
remember.
did.
I think we did. And
I don't have too much to say about it. I still think it's fucked up, but it's
I'm
life.
still grieving.
We know.
I keep coming back to because I've been watching Summer League and Ugo Gonzalez. He's got to find a way to shoot better. He's shooting like 30. He's shooting like 3 of 16 each night. And if this is again, it came out like Shams doubled down on it yesterday that the Jaylen Brown like the Giannis to the Celtics deal was hung up because they didn't want to add Ugo and Shireman or Shireman. And if Ugo's going to go out there, and like he's finding a way to average like 15, 8, and 6, but he's shooting like 3 of 16 on his way to 15 points. He cannot do that this season. Like, if you want to ask me who the most pressure is on the Boston Celtics, it's like like ownership, management, coaching, Ugo Gonzalez, Jason Tatum. Like, that's how much pressure I'm putting on Ugo. Because if we ended up with
It's
Paul George.
Ugo and then Shireman.
Literally, like, and you know how I feel about Paul George. Like, I can't stand the thought of him on my basketball team
Paul
for
George is off to the
$55 million a year. But like, you have to hope, and we went over this a lot like 2 weeks ago. You have to hope that like the playoff Paul George you saw against the Celtics is the guy you're going to get. Like, really good defense, like 40% from 3-point land. Like, that's what you want from Paul George this season.
Who's under more pressure this season? Ugo and Shireman or Will Campbell?
Will Campbell
I don't know. I think Ugo and Shireman
No, Will
individually.
Campbell, because people are like ready to move his whole position.
is.
No, that's actually really good. Like that's a good thought experiment, Josh.
Like who?
I'd probably go Will Campbell just because like the Patriots are like he's like left tackle, very important position. Like what did Ugo? Seventh guy, like third guy off the bench.
Ready? I'll throw a third one in there. Ugo and Shireman, Will Campbell, or Roman Anthony when he comes back.
There's so much. I think
To Roman Anthony. Do you?
so. He has like a tear or something with his finger, like a ligament with his finger. I want to say is all screwed up.
It's a tear in the ligament per Roman Anthony.
That like
Oh, so you know what you do when that happens? You know what you do? You get this thing called tape.
so. The thing is though,
Duct tape that. Duct tape it
I
up,
agree,
guys.
Sarah. I agree. However, when you play baseball, your fingers are on the bat, and
Got
to
it.
hold the bat, you gotta wrap the hand around the bat. So it's not like in football when you're like a guard and you can just kind of buddy tape the hand together. Like he actually needs that for something.
Is
You
it-
need to firmly grasp it.
Dominant hand. Yes,
It doesn't. I think it's his right hand. I would have to look it up, but like either way, like he's
believe it's
holding
his
the bat with both hands.
So you fucking tape it, you pop some Advil before the game, and you suck it up. You're getting millions of dollars. Fucking play baseball, dude.
So you think he's soft?
Yes.
Ooh, because that's a big narrative, is whether Roman
That is a
Anthony's
big.
soft
That's a
or
lot
not.
of big. You just walked into a massive Boston sports discourse conversation,
Yeah, a lot of people think Roman's soft. A lot of people think
and he
he's
just
not
likes
soft.
to party.
Yeah. Yeah,
I-
yeah. Have you seen the reports of him like just going out and about during the night?
No, because I don't follow baseball. I
So
also don't-
he's
love-
been just like he's been going out having fun while been in
It's
rehab,
little,
and people
his finger.
people are saying that he shouldn't be
Hey,
out.
he had a
having fun.
cast on for a while. He had a cast on for a while.
Whoop. Dude, I fucking dropped a 45-pound plate on my foot, put a boot on my foot, and went to work the next day.
I dropped
You weren't asked to
285
run
pounds.
to the base. You were asked to walk to the tables.
Say what now?
You weren't asked to run the bases. You had to walk to the tables, walk to the children,
Wait,
whatever the hell you were doing that day for work.
I was waitressing. I got
Yes.
there at 9:30 in the morning, and I left at 11:30 at night with no
Yes.
break in between.
But no running. You were walking. It's a big deal.
No, I was hobbling around because I had tables. I had half the restaurant at one point.
Speed walking.
Have you ever served?
Not full sprint.
Sure.
I was a caterer, so yeah, I know what you're talking about.
No, serving's a different beast, man.
When you have to do the plated meals, it sucks.
No, it's different.
Either way,
Concept different though, because you're getting a paycheck by the end of the day, no matter what. I'm not.
I mean, yeah, theoretically, if
I'm
it's spelled right on my check. Fair. Either way, but back to the Celtics, like,
too.
there's just so much, like,
Suck,
and a part of it's like,
suck it up.
We got them under
I'm back
a
on the Celtics. I'm off
microscope.
of Roman Anthony. I've moved on. I've moved past that.
Whatever.
I'm back on the Celtics. Because, like, some of it is excitement, where it's like, we haven't seen a team without Jaylen Brown in 9 years. Like, we haven't seen a team without Jaylen Brown.
Why are we excited about
Because
that?
it's new.
No one
Yeah,
wants.
it's new in a bad way.
No one
Yes, like, don't get it twisted. I still don't like the Paul George trade,
I
but I'm
wouldn't say-
excited to see what this season looks like.
I wouldn't say I'm excited. I would say I'm intrigued.
interested.
I'm
No, like, I am
intrigued.
excited to see how this season goes, because I think,
Tom is just happy that his little husband didn't get traded.
well, first of all, I would have
You would have burnt the city down. I know.
been so mad. I would have been so mad. Like,
Yeah,
you
you
just
would-
don't
you-
trade you don't trade a top 5 player in the league like that. Like, you saw what the Dallas Mavericks did, and that was just a stupid move. Either way, like, I get, like, trade can be bad, but I can also be looking forward to the season. Like, two things can be true.
I'm not.
I mean, I'm
You don't
always
like
going
basketball,
to.
Sarah,
I'm always
so
going
it's
to
like
be.
a moot point.
I'm always going to be looking forward for an NBA season. Like I'm never not gonna be. But I'm not like, oh boy, guys, new Celtics with no Jaylen Brown. Here we
But, like,
go.
it's gonna look different. Like, that's exciting in a sense. Like, what is it gonna look like? Like, what's the rotation's gonna look like? How does
It's
Paul George look?
it's
There's-
interesting, not
there's,
exciting.
Like, there's a lot. Okay, fine. I'm very interested. No, like, I am looking forward to the start of the season. Like, I really am. Like, how is this gonna play out? What does Tatum look like coming back off of a full year of rehab with the injury? Like, how does he look? Like, he's
Tatum's
when,
gonna go
you know,
off.
statistically and analytically, when he's on the floor without Brown, he's really good. Can he keep that up? Can he win the MVP? Like, can he outperform what Jaylen Brown did last year when Jaylen Brown was alone? And like, what does he need to do to be better than Jaylen Brown? You ask me, he just needs to win the first round of the playoff series.
I'll
But,
make
like,
a-
I'm excited.
I'll make a bold prediction.
Mm.
Maybe not bold. Jason Tatum to be a top 3 MVP candidate this season.
I think so.
Yeah,
Like,
boom.
if
Money, boom.
I am going to put money on it because here's my logic, and I think
Let's
this
see
is
if
where we're
there's
going to close
odds.
today. I think this is where we're going to close today because Jaylen Brown, yes or no, worse player than Tatum? Yes?
Correct.
Okay. He finished 6th in the MVP voting, so therefore, Tatum, better player, now alone, doesn't have to share the rock. His usage rate will be higher than it's ever been before. Should at least be above 6 MVP. He should be top 5. I think he'll be top 3. Like, I really think this is the year
who are
that
the other
Tatum's going to grasp the MVP.
Who are the other 5 in the MVP race? It was Shea, Wemby, Jokic,
It's
Cade.
like SGA, Jokic,
Cade
Wemby,
Cunningham.
Cade Cunningham.
Who was the fourth? Who's the 5th one?
SGA, Jokic,
Yep.
Wemby, Luka,
Luka.
Cade.
Then yes, I think the expectation would be that Tatum should be at least number 4 in that MVP race. I understand if like Wemby, Jokic, and SGA are above him. I think Tatum can be that number 4 slot.
Yeah, and we're still a ways away. A lot to still go down. Maybe next week, if it's a quality week, we'll kind of react to some of the salary cap stuff Brad Stevens talked about. But I really think they're trying to play checkers. They're trying to play chess here. Well, everybody else is trying to play checkers with the salary cap. And they are really first ones through the door of trying to deal with that second apron hard tax without being in the repeater tax. So we'll see how it all plays out. Still plenty of time. We're getting closer and closer to football season. You'll be able to see Sara's face light up like a Christmas tree when we finally get there. The Red Sox, they were red hot. Can they keep it going to start the second half of the season? Their game, first pitch was about 10 minutes ago in their game, so we'll see what happens in their doubleheader today. It's an important time in Boston sports. Training camp's getting going. MLB trade deadlines around the corner. Summer camp going on. If you love summer camp like I am, I'm not following the Boston Bruins right now because absolutely nothing is going on with them, but there's still so much to talk about, so make sure you subscribe on YouTube at the Duckboat Dispatch. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Duckboat Dispatch. If you want more of an audio version of the podcast, we are on Spotify and Apple. Finding us on Spotify is a pain for no reason whatsoever, but Sara has set up a wonderful link tree on the Instagram. Click on that. You can find the Spotify. Follow. You'll never miss an episode. Pretty much weekly episodes. Again, like, comment, share, be a friend, tell a friend, share with a friend because sharing is caring. Make sure you tune back in next week for episode 57 of the Duckboat Dispatch. It's a Boston sports podcast brought to you by Boston sports fans. Thank you for listening.